The clock on the wall showed 11:30 p.m. Han Jiwoo was the last person in the university library. Her small fingers typed fast on her laptop as she finished her law paper. Outside, rain fell hard on Seoul's busy streets. Just one more page, she whispered to herself. Jiwoo was not like other students. She was small, barely 5 feet tall, and used a wooden cane to walk. Her body was weak, but her mind was sharp, very sharp. She remembered everything she read, every law case, every rule. Tonight, her leg hurt more than usual. The rain always made her bones ache, but she had to finish her work on international law. Her teachers said she was the best student they had seen in years. At midnight, the guard came by. "Miss Han, we're closing now." Jiwoo nodded and packed her laptop. She put on her raincoat and grabbed her cane. The walk to her small apartment was only 10 minutes, but in the rain, it would feel longer. The streets were empty and wet. Neon signs from shops made colorful reflections on the ground. Jiwoo walked slowly, careful not to slip. Her cane tapped a steady rhythm on the sidewalk. She didn't see the light in the sky. She didn't hear the soft hum above her. But she felt a strange tingle on her skin, like static electricity. "What?" she started to say. Then everything around her vanished. The street, the rain, the neon lights, all gone in a second. Jiwoo felt like she was floating. Her stomach turned as if she was falling, but she wasn't moving. She couldn't scream. She couldn't even breathe. When she could see again, she was not on the street anymore. She was in a round room with smooth white walls. The floor felt cold under her. Her cane was still in her hand, but her bag was gone. "Hello," she called out. Her voice sounded strange in the round room. Nobody answered. Jiwoo tried to stand up, but her legs felt even weaker than usual. She used her cane to push herself up. The room had no doors or windows that she could see. The white light came from everywhere and nowhere. Suddenly, part of the wall opened like a door. 2 figures stepped in. Jiwoo's eyes went wide. They were not human. They stood on 2 legs, but they were taller than any person she had ever seen. Their skin was pale blue. They had no hair, and their eyes were large and dark. They wore matching silver suits with strange symbols on the chest. One of them held a small device and pointed it at Jiwoo. It made a soft beeping sound. "Specimen secured," the taller one said. Its voice sounded like many voices talking at once. "Physical condition, below average. Threat level, minimal." The second one nodded. "Good choice, Captain Dole. This one is weak. It will be easy to study." Jiwoo gripped her cane tighter. She understood their words, somehow. Her heart beat fast, but her mind was already working, analyzing, planning. "I am not a specimen," she said clearly. "My name is Han Jiwoo. I am a human being, and I want to know why you have taken me." The 2 aliens looked at each other in surprise. "It speaks already," the second one said. "Science Officer Tae, did you activate the language serum?" "Not yet, Captain," Officer Tae replied. He looked at Jiwoo with new interest. "This is unexpected." Captain Dole stepped closer to Jiwoo. "You are now property of the Galactic Confederation. You have been collected for scientific research, as is our right with all primitive species." Jiwoo stood as tall as she could. "I am not property, and I am not primitive." The aliens laughed, a strange, echoing sound. But Jiwoo wasn't afraid anymore. She was angry, and she was thinking. If there were rules about primitive species, there had to be laws. And where there were laws, there were loopholes. Jiwoo smiled slightly. They had no idea who they had just taken. 3 days passed on the alien ship. Jiwoo now had a bed and a small table in her room. They gave her food, strange blue cubes that tasted like rice, and water. Her cane stayed with her. It was her only thing from Earth. Every day, Science Officer Ta came to ask her questions. He seemed nicer than Captain Dole. He was curious about humans. Your planet is very young, Ta said on the fourth day. Your people still fight wars. You still burn fuel for energy. This is why you are Tier 7. What is Tier 7? Ju asked. She always asked questions. Every answer helped her understand their rules. The Galactic Confederation ranks all worlds by tiers, Tai explained. Tier 1 is highest, worlds that can bend space and time. Your Earth is Tier 7, pre-contact worlds with simple technology. Ju nodded. And what rights do Tier 7 worlds have? Ta laughed. None. That is why we can study you. It is legal. This was important. Ju stored this information in her perfect memory. That night, Captain Dole came to see her. With him was a new alien, shorter, with dark red skin and 4 arms. Each hand held a weapon. This is Security Chief Park, Captain Dole said. He will take you to meet the other specimens. Chief Park looked at Ju with cold eyes. Do not try to escape. Do not make trouble. Ju nodded and followed them down a long hall. Her cane tapped on the metal floor. They reached a large room where 5 other aliens sat. None looked human. One had fur. One was like a giant bug. One was made of something like blue jelly. These are all from Tier 6 and 7 worlds, Captain Dole said. You may talk with them. We study how different species interact. Ju sat down near the furry alien. It looked sad. Hello, she said. I am Ju. From Earth. I am Lore, it answered in a soft voice. From Vexta. I have been here for 60 days. Ju talked with all the aliens. Each had been taken from their world for study. None knew when they could go home. As they talked, Ju noticed a screen on the wall. It showed strange symbols, words in the aliens' language. For 3 hours, she watched the screen while talking to the others. Her memory recorded every symbol. By the time Chief Park came to take her back to her room, she had learned 50 words in their language. The next day, when Ta came to ask more questions, Ju was ready. I am bored, she said. May I have something to read? Maybe about the Galactic Confederation. I find your culture interesting. Ta looked surprised. You want to learn about us? Yes. If I am here, I should understand your ways. Ta thought for a moment. I will bring you some simple texts, for entertainment only. When he left, Ju smiled. This was her chance. If she could learn their laws, she could find a way out. Later that day, Ta brought her a small screen. It had basic information about the Confederation. Ju read for hours. She learned about the Council, the tiers, and most importantly, the laws about research on other species. One sentence caught her eye. Any sentient being may petition for status review if they can demonstrate advanced reasoning capabilities. Ju's heart beat faster. This was it, a loophole in their law. That night, she made her plan. These aliens thought she was weak because of her small body and her cane. They did not see her mind. They did not know that on Earth, she was the top student in law school. They had taken the wrong human, and soon they would know it. 1 week later, Ju was ready. She had read everything Ta gave her. She knew the Confederation laws better than most aliens did. That morning, when Ta came for his daily questions, Ju sat straight in her chair. I wish to file a formal petition, she said clearly. Under Law 47, Section 12 of the Galactic Code, I challenge Earth's classification as Tier 7. Tai dropped his question device. What? How do you know about Law 47? I read it in the texts you gave me, Ju said calmly. The law says any being can challenge their world's tier if they show advanced reasoning. Tai rushed out of the room. An hour later, Captain Dole stormed in. His blue face was now almost purple with anger. What have you done? He shouted. The Central Council has received your petition. We must now return to headquarters for a hearing. Ju kept her face calm, but inside she felt proud. Her plan was working. 2 days later, The ship arrived at the Confederation headquarters. It was a huge space station that looked like a silver wheel in space. Zhu watched through a window as they docked. She had never seen anything so big. Security Chief Park came to take her to the hearing. "You are making a mistake," he warned. "No Tier 7 being has ever won a challenge." Zhu just gripped her cane tighter and followed him. The council chamber was a large round room. 50 aliens of different kinds sat in high seats around the walls. In the center was a small platform where Zhu stood. Captain Dole and Science Officer Ta stood to one side. A tall alien with golden skin stood up. "I am High Counselor Bai," she said. "We will hear this unusual petition." Another alien joined Zhu on the platform. "I am Advocate Kim," he said quietly. "I have been assigned to represent you, but I must warn you, this challenge cannot succeed." Zhu thanked him, but knew she would represent herself. High Counselor Ba spoke again. "Captain Dole, explain why Earth is classified as Tier 7. Captain Dole stepped forward. "Earth humans have primitive technology. They have not achieved space travel beyond their own moon. They still have wars. They damage their own planet. They are clearly Tier 7. "Thank you," Ba said. "Now, human, why do you challenge this?" Zhu stepped forward. She felt all eyes on her small body, her cane. They thought she was weak. She would show them strength came in many forms. "Respected Council," she began. "The Confederation uses only technology to rank worlds. This is a mistake. My people have created art that makes others cry. We have music that moves the soul. We have laws to protect the weak." She took a breath and continued. "Your own Law 47 says advancement can be shown in many ways. I will show you humanity's true advancement is not in our machines, but in our hearts and minds." The room was silent. No one had expected such words from a primitive being. And Zhu added, her voice now stronger, "I also challenge the right of the Confederation to take beings without consent. This violates your own founding principle of respect for sentient life." Gasps filled the room. Captain Dole looked shocked. Science Officer Ta was watching Zhu with new respect. High Counselor Ba leaned forward. "You dare to challenge not just your world's tier, but our fundamental research laws." Zhu stood as tall as she could. "Yes, I do." "Then," said Bai, "this hearing has become much more important. The Council will reconvene tomorrow to hear full arguments." As Security Chief Park led her away, Zhu heard the council chamber explode with loud voices. She had thrown a stone into still water. Now the waves were starting. The next day, the council chamber was packed. News of the humans' challenge had spread across the station. Many aliens came to watch. Some looked angry. Some looked curious. Zhu sat alone on the center platform. Her cane rested across her lap. She had not slept all night, preparing her words. High Counselor Ba called the meeting to order. The human will now present her full case. Zhu stood carefully and looked around the room. She was not afraid. "Council members," she began, "I will show you 3 things today. First, that Earth deserves higher status. Second, that taking beings without asking is wrong. Third, that your laws need to change." For 2 hours, Zhu spoke. She told them about Earth's great thinkers. She described human art, music, and books. She explained human laws that protected rights. She talked about how humans helped each other in times of need. "Humans may not have the best ships," she said, "but we have something more important. We understand that all beings deserve respect." Captain Dole tried to argue against her. "These are just pretty words," he said. "Humans still fight wars. They still hurt each other." "Yes," Zhu agreed. "We are not perfect, but we try to be better. And we would never take beings from other worlds just because we can." Science Officer Ta surprised everyone by speaking next. "The human is right," he said. "I have studied her. She has shown wisdom beyond many advanced beings I know. Her world deserves respect." Security Chief Park shouted, "This is dangerous. If we change the rules for her, we must change them for all worlds. Exactly, said Juwu, smiling. That is what I am asking for. The council talked among themselves for a long time. Voices grew loud. Some members pointed at Juwu. Others nodded at her words. Finally, High Counselor Bai raised her hand for quiet. We have voted, she announced. Earth will be reclassified as a protected world. No more humans will be taken without permission. The room filled with both cheers and angry shouts. But Bai was not finished. Further, she continued, we will create a new law. From this day forward, no beings from any world may be taken for study without their informed consent. She looked directly at Juwu. This new rule will be called the Juwu Doctrine. It will protect all sentient life in our galaxy. Juwu felt tears in her eyes. She had done it, not with strength of body, but with strength of mind. What happens to me now? She asked. You will return to Earth, Ba said. But first, we invite you to help us write the new law. Your mind would serve the Confederation well. 1 month later, Juwu stood in her small apartment in Seoul. It was night. Rain fell outside, just like the night she was taken. But everything was different now. On her desk sat a small silver device, a direct link to Science Officer Tai, now her friend. Through it, she would help prepare Earth for its first official contact with the Galactic Confederation in 10 years. Juwu smiled as she looked up at the stars through her window. The aliens had taken her because they thought she was weak. They did not understand that true strength comes in many forms. One small human with a cane had changed the laws of the galaxy forever.